What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Sorry for getting this video out to you guys so late. I've just been super busy with work and the kids and things like that. So I do apologize for getting this out so late. But I did want to make a quick video. I'm doing a very brief kind of recap of Tennessee's game this past Saturday against UTEP. And I also want to kind of look forward to the big matchup this weekend against the Florida Gators. I felt like against UTEP, the team, came out slow as they have done all season, but I think overall they played a pretty good game. I think the O-line looked a little bit more cohesive. They did miss some blocks, but overall they seem to kind of know what they're doing a little bit more and are kind of working as a unit a lot more efficiently. But still have some work to do there. I think our D-line did a pretty good job of stuffing the run, but overall our outside backers have got to get us more pass rush. And I think the secondary's been playing good. They haven't given up too much, and our inside linebackers have been playing pretty solid for the most part. I just still want to see them play a little bit faster. And then I think our receivers have been pretty consistent. I really love the way they block. I think they block very well, and I think it's a sign of a well-coached team when you have your guys on the perimeter blocking as well as our guys do. And our running backs have continued to run the ball hard, which is very, very encouraging as they move forward and head into SEC play. So overall, I think it was a pretty solid game. I think the score, wasn't really as indicative, or wasn't very indicative of, how dominant that game really was. But at the same time, I still don't feel like we dominated that game the way we should have. But it was a great learning experience, and there probably was a little bit of us looking ahead to Florida, which kind of led to the way we played. But I think we actually played a pretty good game. Just the scoreboard didn't quite show it, to the level that they actually played to. But moving forward to the Florida Gators, this is a team that's just like us, just like Tennessee. They're very, kind of new within their new systems. They're trying to understand what they're trying to do, new coach, all that stuff. So, there's going to be a lot of mistakes, and there's going to be a lot of guys that are playing a little bit slower than they should be and missing assignments and things like that. But, I think this is a very talented team. They have some good pieces on both sides of the ball. Starting with the defense, I think they have a lot of team speed. The outside backers and their safeties and their DNs as well. They do a great job of coming down and playing those flat routes, those swing passes, those quick screens. They play those very, very well, and they do a great job of kind of taking the air out of those passes. And, I think they do a good job of rallying to the ball and making good team tackles. I think that we can exploit their secondary. They seem to be in pretty good position most of the time, but I don't think they compete for the ball very well. So I think that our big body receivers should have a pretty good day if we do decide to force the ball down the field, which we haven't really done very much of. We tried to do it more last week against UTEP, but I still want to see us taking more shots, especially to Jawan Jennings. I don't know if we've thrown a deep ball to him all season, so we need to continue to try to implement that into our game plan. And maybe they've been saving that for this game. I don't know, but I sure hope that we at least try to throw the ball down the field a little bit more. But I think we can exploit their secondary and can make some big plays down the field. I think for us it's really going to come down to our offensive line. Can we get a consistent push? Can we open up holes? I think our backs do a good job of breaking tackles and getting extra yardage. And I think we need to try to hit it up in there in the middle of that D line, and try to get behind them with some good play action. I think Colorado State has some good success with play action against those guys, and I think we can do the same thing if we can establish a running game early on. And I think right now our running game has been our strength of our team, but I still think that from a skill perspective, the strength of our team is still our wide receivers. And we have a good quarterback in Garantano, so I think that we need to try to push the ball down the field and take advantage of some one-on-one matchups. Especially if they start to come up and crowd the box. If we have success running the ball, I think we can really have a good day passing and getting some big plays down the field. But overall, it's going to come down to what can our O-line do? Are they going to be sound in their assignments and work as a unit? If they do that, I think we'll have success moving the ball. I really do. And then looking at our defense versus their offense, their O-line doesn't really impress me very much, but our D-line doesn't really impress me very much either. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that battle plays out. I would love to see our outside backers get some more pass rush off the edge. Kongbo's a guy that I feel like he gives it everything he has. I really do. And if he's a guy, if you look at him on paper, he has all the physical tools to be an elite player. But for whatever reason, it's not translating to the field. And I don't think it's an effort issue. I really don't. And so we just have to figure out a way to get him to produce to the way that we all believe he's capable of producing. So I want to see him give us more. I want to see Darrell Taylor give us more. He hasn't really given us much this season, and he's a guy that has all the physical tools as well. So use that quick speed you have off the edge, and get some pressure on the quarterback. We've got to get pressure on the quarterback. We've got to keep him in the pocket. He's a guy that can scramble out. We like to run a lot of man on defense. So if he can get out of that pocket, there's definitely potential for him to break some big runs. It's going to be interesting to see can our D-line get pressure on the quarterback. Can our D-line stuff the run? I think our D-line can stuff the run. I think our interior guys do a great job of getting some consistent pushback. They don't get moved off their spot very much. So it's going to really come down to our inside backers at that point. Those guys have got to play faster. They've got to fill those holes. Our D-line's kind of giving them one place to go. Our backers have to be there to fill that. Take on blocks when they have to. Get off the blocks, make plays. Florida has big time running back and Joe Scarlett, I think is his name, and he's an NFL back for sure. So we've got to gang tackle him and get as many hats to the ball as we can. We've got to play fast in the secondary. If one does pop through, our first and second level, our safeties have got to come down and fill those lanes. They've got to. They've got to make plays. They've got to make tackles close to the line of scrimmage. I think our corners do a good job of coming up and run support. But I want to see our safeties do the same thing and come up and fill lanes faster. Just watching Florida against Colorado State, they did take some shots down the field. And so it's going to be imperative that our secondary stays sound and stays disciplined and doesn't bite on the play action. Don't let receivers get behind you. And I think if they can do that, I think if we can force Florida to have to sustain drives and not give up big plays, I think we'll have success. Because I don't know if they can sustain a drive. I think our defense is pretty solid, honestly. I really do. And so if we can force them to, try to, get 2-3 yards a pop and try to sustain the drive that way, I think we can have success on defense as well. So, I think that this is definitely a very winnable game for Tennessee. I don't think Florida's as good as a lot of people may have thought they would have been coming into the season. I think they'll lose several more games this year. I really do. I think the Colorado State game was a lot closer than the score showed. I think Colorado State did a lot of things to beat themselves, and being a far less talented team than Florida, you can't afford to do that and think you have a chance to win. But I think it's a very winnable game for us. If we come out and execute, we should have a very good day. I really do. I really do believe that. So, it just comes down to us doing our job. Each guy doing their job. Each guy knowing what they're responsible for, knowing what the guy next to them is responsible for, so that they can kind of play off of that and do their jobs more effectively. If we do that, we'll be fine. If we can establish a run game early and then start taking shots down the field, I think we'll put up some points. I believe that. If we can get some pressure on the quarterback and keep him in the pocket, I think we'll be fine, because I think he will throw the ball to the other team. I think he'll do that. I think that's kind of who he is, and it's kind of who he's been his whole career. And so we just have to stay sound in our assignments. Don't give up the big plays. Force them to get into the end zone. If we give up yards, hey, when we get into the red area, as Coach Pruitt likes to call it, we have got to hunker down and force field goals or cause turnovers. We've got to do that. Can't let them come away with 7 points, consistently. We've got to stop them from getting in the end zone. If we can do that, I think we'll be fine. And, of course, we can't turn the ball over on offense. And so basically, if we just play good, sound, fundamental football, I think this will be a good day for us. We're going to be in Neyland Stadium. Should be rocking. Should be a slam-packed house. And I think it'll be a good day for the Vols. So that's my take on it, man. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do we have a chance against this team? Are we outmatched? Is this going to be a victory for the Vols or not? I'd love to hear you guys' comments and what it's going to take for us to get this W. Again, as always, thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and just stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, guys.